Oh, you know what? A friend of mine called me up the other day and he was like, "Hey, I'm putting together this business. Talk about business ideas. A male wellness sexual program, like sexual wellness program, a male sexual wellness program. And it's gonna be like I don't know the name yet. He's doing market research. Now I've known the guy for like maybe 6-7 years. Anyway, calls me up. He goes, "Hey, I want to talk to you about your sexual health because I'm putting together this thing because he went to this program when guys would sit down and talk about their sexual experiences because guys don't really do that. It's like, oh, did you fuck her? Yeah, I did. All right, cool. And we don't go how big.
We don't go into details.
We don't go into the details at all. Like if someone had was a premature ejaculator type guy, it's not gonna go to his boys, at halftime of an NFL game and go, guess what, guys? I'm a premature ejaculator. Can we talk about that?
No, all you say is, hey, we smashed. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, that's it. Like,
good.
We don't care. We don't talk about it. Mm-hmm. So he's putting together this thing, and he was asking, he's doing all these interviews with people. And it was interesting because I'm like, that's not something that even I talk about. I mean, I'm open to talk about it if you ask, but it's not something you really bring up as a dude. Like, I don't know how close you were to your boyfriends, but did they come to you and say, hey, I would like to talk about my, I can't get hard, or, oh, yes, I would like you to wear a cat costume because that's the only way I can get mine. Did your boyfriends do that, Penelope?
No, I mean, I have a lot of guy friends, but it's always like, yeah, I fucked her. Like, yeah. Like,
no, I'm talking about the boyfriends. Yeah. I'm talking about the boyfriends coming to you.
Talking about who you dated.
The boyfriends coming to you and going, hey,
just
babe.
Random guys telling you, yeah, I fucked her.
I have a lot of guy friends.
By the way.
You're Penelope? Yeah. How do you know her?
No, I've got like a boyfriend coming and telling me, yeah, I mean, I think.
What kind of stuff would he share? Would he share with you?
Well, I'm very open too, just like Kim. So everything is on the table. Like there's nothing I've never been able to talk about with any guy. Like it's always been like.
Yeah, but the guy coming to you, taking the initiative and going, hey, I would like to talk about our last session.
Are you kidding me? All the time.
Really?
Like any kind of fantasy, anything. Yeah. Because I'm down. Like that's the thing. So. They just
and
know
she says that
with
the hair to the side.
No, my hair is just in my face.
I'm down. You know what I'm saying? Yes.
Annoying as fuck.
I'm a 5.
No,
I'm wet all the time.
Brushing the dirt off your shoulder,
I am. I'm a living smell. If you get to know me.
Pick a category. I can do it.
No. But I think I'm like just like Kim, just like very open. I've always been, and that's like I wouldn't date a guy that wasn't open. That would be weird.
Did you know his porn category?
Oh yeah.
Because you found out, or because he told you?
Because first of all, most guys they shouldn't be watching it if they have me. That's number one.
All right, girl. Goddamn, get some 5-star women on this show.
No, it's.
Hey, look, we just said who's the we talked about earlier? Ethan Hawke that was dating some famous chick and went with the maid or whatever, the babysitter. There you go.
Because I got into an argument with the old girl that I was dating about this too, about the porn thing. Is like, it's not really like, because I feel like I don't know why girls get so threatened by guys watching. Because every single guy, no matter if they say they're not watching, they are. Of course watching they are. It. But
no, I know.
For some reason, but when you put this like stigma, like, oh, don't be watching porn, it kind of puts this guy it kind of makes him less likely to share more stuff with you that he wants to do or wants.
Yeah, I understand that, but like we can do it together, like
watch
like
and write comments on porn videos.
Like, you can't have your own bias placed. Like they do studies all the time with people very open. There are a lot of men that do not. They don't actually watch porn. Like,
nah.
I used to think that.
You're right. Kim is right.
You can say that all day. Yeah. There are a lot of men that are very like much into.
Okay, I'm not saying they don't exist. I'm saying
they're not.
But if their percentage, it's like 95.
It's not 95. Yeah. The world that we've evolved to, there are lots of men that understand what porn has done to their brain. That what it does. It doesn't do everything. Not to you guys. I'm not saying it does it to everyone.
But guys way too much credit.
it's like some people that know how food is for them and what their relationship with food is. It's like some people have a very unhealthy relationship with porn. They can't watch it just once. They can't watch it just some way. Avicii is a very good example of sex addiction, porn addiction. He literally would only think of porn. He would go into a closet. He had many interviews on this, and he was like, you know, there's lots of us men out there that don't want, like, we didn't realize that we were going to get into this. But one of the things is that, like, I studied for years because my first husband was an addict of porn. And I don't mean like just watching it. I just mean like it took over his life. It was work issues. My best friend's ex, like one of my ex-best friend's ex just went through this whole thing with us too. Like, we went through the therapies. I sat with people. I've sat with women and I've sat with men that are like, I don't want this. I don't want that. They've done the studies. Like, you need to look them up before you throw out just these things that, I mean, I'm not going to say.
One thing that I've learned, like,
there's psychological studies that they've done
it's
with
large
groups of men. No, not about the addiction.
Well,
large groups of men that are not turned on by porn, that do not watch it.
Yeah, they
I'm
exist.
saying when you're saying 95.5%, that is. I'm just saying that's a very, very hyperbolic number, 95 to 5, because that's not, like, they've done massive studies, Yale, Johns Hopkins.
I don't think it's about how often they watch it. I'm saying a guy who tells you he's never seen porn does not exist.
Oh, that I believe.
Or not watching it.
Or just like watch it every once in a while.
Yeah.
What I heard
you got a question?
was that men say they don't watch porn, they're lying. And I'm saying that there's active men that go their whole lives and they will not watch porn, whether it's their value system, they don't want to do it because of addiction issues, and there are very high percentage of numbers of men that don't find strangers like that attractive. So, I mean, we've normalized porn in our society, but if you go around the world in other societies where it's not normalized, and you show men that, they're disgusted by it. Yeah. So it's a psychological thing.
It is, and then this.
But I think I was bringing
out there. I didn't want somebody thinking there was a 95.5% ratio to that, because I mean the studies.
Maybe it's 80-20.
All right, 80-20 done.
80-20. So I was going like, because like the same way how like Penelope, you said you have like a lot of guy friends. I have a lot of girlfriends, and they'll like tell me like their gripes with like their significant other, and like a bunch of it has to do with like their porn watch. I'm like, why are you letting this kind of bother you so much? Like, what is the fear with them looking at something? And because
it's not a fear, it's just like, why wouldn't you look at your girl if you are sleeping with your girl every day, three times a day? Why do you need to look at anyone else?
No, it's not, because it's not really a comparison. It's not you versus that. It's more.
It's definitely not a comparison, but it's a psychological issue.
Yeah.
Because healthy men that are experiencing the type of relationship with their partner and growing and connecting on those levels, and don't see sex as, I mean, not healthy.
But no, I think honestly that answer sounds like that's a lady's way.
Totally girl answer.
That's a girl way of looking at.
That's a girl answer.
Why guys? Men psychologists that study this, because they do it so that you can't call it like, society is so great at gaslighting women and going, that sounds like a woman answer.
Okay,
no,
I'm not trying to say, but what I'm trying to say is,
because listen, I don't have a problem with a person watching porn in a relationship if we have that conversation and they say, so like, you're out of town, I'm not here, or whatever, or I'll ask,
why do you watch porn?
Well, I watch porn because XYZ. Oh, okay, that makes sense. I don't compare myself either to the porn ladies or whatever. That makes no sense.
Exactly.
So the best way
it's not about
the best metaphor I can think of to explain
I do it
guys.
to de-stress. If I'm doing it to de-stress, or if they don't understand that the images that they're putting into their brain will affect their ability. Like,
I'm not saying
a lot of men
exists, but
a lot of men watching porn do not understand that it's affecting their ability. I never get one full thought out. You're timing me out, and I literally do the replay. This is the kind of shit that will piss me off. I will not get the full thought out.
Okay.
So like if I can't get the thought out, you can't time me out. Like you won't let the full thought be ever said. That's kind of a frustration for women. So what I'm saying is I say one part of the thing and you make, it's kind of a straw man situation. I say one part of the thing. I'm agreeing with you on a lot. I'm
No,
just
Obi
saying,
was trying to ask a question. He's been trying to
I know,
ask
but
you a question.
I was explaining what my thought was, and then he wanted to ask a question in the middle of it, but if he didn't have the full
Okay.
information,
All right,
he asked the
go
question.
ahead. Finish your point.
Okay.
So what I'm saying is that there's all of these studies that have come out now because we have a lot more access to it. And someone like myself who works in this and wants to be involved in this sort of knowledge, of course, like I'm going to have a little bit more input on that. And what I'm saying is the psychological studies that they did with men, it was not about them just saying, oh, it's just porn. They started to recognize what it was doing to men's minds. They were doing these brain scans. And so when they were watching these new women, over time periods, they started to be able to disconnect from their girlfriend because they needed a new woman's face each time. So when Penelope's saying, if you have your girlfriend there in front of you, why are you wanting to watch porn? I understand what you're saying. It's not about a comparison, but you are training the brain that the body is only able to get off to a new face, a new experience, a new thing with new people each time if you don't regulate it, is what I was trying to say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
But
agree.
I was
Psychologically, they've proven that.
I get that aspect.
Maybe you guys are really good about that. Maybe you know how to compartmentalize. I think a lot of men are, and that's what I was saying. But some of the other men are not, and it overtakes their experiences. So they become a society that they can't connect on an intimate level with women because they're watching the porn, and it overtakes that. So I've seen men that have been my clients, and they'll say, I can't, I have to come, they come with me for coaching, and we're talking about different things, and they'll say, I'm just struggling in my relationship to connect. And my first question will be, how many times a week do you watch porn? And they'll be like, it doesn't have anything to do with the porn. I mean, I've always watched porn in relationships. Okay, how many times a week do you watch porn though? And they'll tell me, and I'll ask them, is it the same type of porn each time? No.
But I get that comparison.
So
But what I was trying to
the brain from intimate connection.
What I was trying to say is like the way a lot of, because I have a bunch of guy friends too, and we all talk about it too. And what the comparison is like, or the way guys look at it is almost like, say like you go to fast food restaurants too, or you go to restaurants. You can either go to a nice restaurant and like spend a lot more time and the quality's better, or you could just do something that's super convenient, which is porn, and go to like a fast food. That's what porn is. It's not really like you're not going there because it's like the most delicious.
You're the luxury restaurant.
Yeah, you're the luxury restaurant.
That's
why why you would want to spend more time with a relationship to do that. Or you could just do something that's super convenient, that's at your computer, your phone, whatever, and have it real quick.
Release it and
go on with the rest of your day, not have to like really focus and think about it, because earlier that you would feel like you don't want to feel like somebody like
exactly what you're saying is the problem. And like, so there's two dudes here right now, and then this is why I think these things are dangerous. You say you have a lot of friends, so your study group, your focus group is your friends. They're made up of different backgrounds, different people, but they're still your friends. The two dudes here, St. John and Matt, they're looking at this like, the fuck no. Like, that's not how I look at porn. That's not what I think about porn. That's not my relationship with porn. So what I'm saying is that you have to identify what you're using porn for. And if you're using it like that, it's easy for you, it's a physical thing, that's fine. But some men, like my ex, my best friend's ex, when we were talking about it, he's addicted. And I was talking to him about it. Why are you addicted? He's losing jobs at hospitals and all of this stuff because of it. And he's like, it's the way that I get my dopamine hits. Some people go to the gym. Some people smoke weed. Some people work out, but he uses porn.
Some people turn
so So I just want you to be careful about saying men use porn. You can't use blanket statements for how, we can't say all women.
But you're doing the same. But Kim, you're doing the same thing. Your control group is that study that you're referring to over and over again.
Not a study. Studies of multiple psychiatrists across, like, from the 70s when videos started coming out till now, like massive groups that deal with addiction, study groups, hundreds of thousands of men in these study groups, and these numbers coming out and growing over time.
Yeah,
so
but that's still a sample.
My issue is that
that's what I said.
like,
it's a sample of people, and there's an array of different results. Some people are like you guys are saying, it's that quick, easy thing. You're not addicted. It's not comparison. So there's that category. And then there's the category of people that are addicted. And then there's the category that seems to be growing in our society of men, maybe Gen X or Gen Z or millennial, younger Gen Z to younger millennial, that are using it for addiction purposes. And because their brains got it younger or something.
I think,
and it's that kind of thing that is growing. So I'm saying there are different categories. I'm not saying there's one.
The thing at the core issue is like with your sample, like you trust that sample group with those studies more, and I trust my sample group with all the guys that I've come in contact with throughout like my whole adult life. And
I don't trust one sample group. I just told you that.
No, I know. I said you trust those studies, all the guys that were in the studies.
I trust that everybody has their own experience and we all fit into one of these categories. But I was saying you can't group every group of men into it, just like I can't say all men are addicted to porn.
I understand.
That's what I meant.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I'll just say, guys are pigs.
At the end of the day, it's like, I just don't like, if you love someone, you don't need porn. I'm sorry, you don't need porn. Like, if you love someone.
It depends.
And the sex is good, and the sex is really good.
But Penelope, how many times have you been in love?
3.
3? So 3 guys kind of dictate the way you kind of look at porn for other men also?
No, look.
I mean, if that's the rule. That's the rule.
No, but like I think porn is actually really fun, and I totally get it. But I would never in a relationship do that to a guy. That is so fucked up. It's mental cheating. I don't care what you say. Like, you're still picturing other people naked. You're looking at people naked. Like, you are, just because you're not there doesn't mean it's not like fucked up. So I would never do that to a boyfriend personally, and I would hope he wouldn't do that to me unless we're together. You know what I mean?
And if
I'm not with my boyfriend, I'm thinking about him. I don't need to like think about other dudes. You know what I mean? Like, that's just me. I and the guys that I've been in love with they literally, they used to watch it, and then they were with me. They're like, I don't even have to look at that shit anymore. And it's not like they were lying, like, you know,
because it can get really dark in there.
Of course, I've seen it.
Yeah.
Very dark, very quickly.
That's what I worry about. That's not even the problem. Like,
since you brought up a point, like, or Matt, or whatever, one of you, like, when you sleep with a woman, like, you know, men tend to feel like a sense of pride and connection, you know, like just kind of like an overall like congeniality about their persona. After you masturbate, like, what do you feel like? Do you feel like you're prideful? Do you feel like, I just fucked off to some girl? Like, is it a different feeling?
No, there's no emotion at all. It's not that. It's not even close to being in a relationship.
No emotion.
There's no emotion, right?
It's like eating.
So you're not.
It's only something you have to do. Like, it's like a function.
Like eating.
it's like I'm thirsty and I have to get a drink of water.
It's just a function.
It's just a function,
right? So you just proved what I'm saying is all of these studies proved is that men who watch porn often get to that point where porn for them, they have no emotional connection to, reaction to, but other men that don't watch porn very often, they actually feel a sense of shame. This is what you told me. You two told me. Disgust. They want to clean up just real quick and just be done with, because they're like, they enjoyed it for a second and then they're just like, that wasn't even worth it. I'd rather just be with my person. So not everybody has the same experience. I don't judge yours any differently than, you know, theirs. So that's what I was saying earlier, was that like, there's just different groups. So the reason I was trying to get my point out was to say, like, you just can't like say all men. Like, I'm tired of hearing all men or all women, because it teaches women like Penelope. You don't like back and Harlan, whatever his thoughts are, mine or Obi, you know, we have our own thoughts on porn, or if someone can watch it, or if it's cheating or not. You have a right to decide what it means to you and your value system and your desires within your partnership. And what I get worried about and frustrated with is the stereotypes that women might believe that they have to lower their standard to a man, not lower, but they might have to take a standard of a man that society tells them all men do it and they're not going to find anybody who doesn't do it. That's not true, because Penelope can find someone who follows those things that she believes in. And that's the danger that I probably got a little defensive with, is that I coach women out of the programming of what society keeps telling them they have to accept, and men, like men I have to coach because society says you have to take a woman that's like this way. And so that's all I'm saying is that if she sees it that way, then that's okay for her. And if you see it your way, that's okay for you. But we can't say.
No, I understand what you're saying. It was the blanket statement. It was the blanket statement of what I said.